Today we're making a large heart granny square. So this granny square is about 16 by 16 centimeters. So I did 3 white rounds, and you can do 2 instead of 3, and your square would be about 12.5 centimeters instead of 16. For this pattern, I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in burgundy and soft white, and I use about 5 grams in the burgundy and about 15 grams in the white. This is a medium or number 4 weight yarn, and it recommends a 5.5 millimeter hook, but I did choose to use a 5 millimeter hook just to minimize the holes in the granny square, and I'll also be using some scissors and a yarn needle. Starting with our heart color yarn, we're going to make a ring for us to work into, and you can do a magic ring if you want, but I'll be doing a slip knot instead. So to make a slip knot, we're going to place the yarn over our hand with the tail end at the bottom. Hold the yarn with your thumb and make sure that you leave a tail at least this long. Then grab the top and wrap it around 2 fingers to form an X, and you can hold it with your pinky. Then with your hook, go under one side of the X, and then go over, grab the other side, and pull it through. Then remove your fingers and tighten the knot. And then we're going to chain 4. To chain, yarn over, and pull through the loop on your hook. Again, yarn over and pull through. So there's 2, and we're going to do 2 more for a total of 4 chains. So there are 4 chains, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first chain that we made, which is this one all the way on the left. So go over and through the V of this first chain we made, and also go under the loop in the back of the chain. So now we have 2 loops, and then we're going to use our 2 fingers here and grab the chains like this and pull it away from our hook. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through everything. And now we should be pinching the center of our ring. Next, we're going to chain 2. And we're going to do a double crochet into this ring. So to do double crochet, yarn over and insert your hook into the ring. Yarn over, pull through, and we should have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do another one. So again, yarn over, insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there are our first 2 double crochets, and we're going to do 10 more until we have a total of 12 double crochets. And as you add more double crochets, it can start to get crowded, so just push them over to the right, and then you can add more. So now I have 12 double crochets in my ring, and you can count them using the V's at the top. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So once we have 12, we can pull on this loose end to tighten the hole in the center. And then to finish the round, and we're going to do this at the end of every single round, we're going to slip stitch. So we're going to look for the first double crochet that we made in this round, which is over here on the left, and you can see the chain 2 that we did in the very beginning, and then right to the left of it is our very first double crochet. So we're going to go to the top of that double crochet and under this V at the top, and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on our hook and tighten it. And there's our first round. Round 2, we're going to start the round by chaining 2. And in this round, we're going to do an increase into every single stitch. So that just means we're going to put 2 double crochets into each of these stitches. So the first stitch is going to be that same stitch that we just slip stitched to, right at the bottom of our chain 2. So we're going to start with 1 double crochet into this space, and then a second one into the same stitch. So there's 2 into that 1 stitch, and then we're going to move on to the next stitch and do 2 into that 1 stitch. So yarn over, and we're going under the V's, so like that, and we're going to do a double crochet, and then we're going to go back in to that same stitch and do a second double crochet. And we're going to do this all the way around. And once you've done 2 double crochets into every stitch, you should have a total of 24 stitches. And to end the round, again, we're going to slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. So look for the chain 2, and then the post right next to it is our first double crochet of the round. Go under the V at the top, yarn over, pull through the loop on our hook, and tighten. Now our second round is finished. And round 3 is going to be very different. We're going to do a lot of different stitches to form that heart shape. So first, we're going to skip the first 3 stitches. So that stitch we just slip stitched to, we're going to skip that. There's 1, and then 2, and then 3. And in the 4th, we're going to do a double treble crochet. So to do double treble crochet, we're going to yarn over 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to insert a hook into that 4th stitch, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through, and we should have a total of 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And that's our first double treble crochet. And we're going to do 7 more into that same stitch. So again, to do a double treble crochet, yarn over 3 times, insert your hook back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, 4 times. And there's our second double treble crochet. We're going to do 6 more until we have a total of 8. So once we've done 8 double treble crochets into this 1 stitch, we're going to do 2 treble crochets into that stitch. So we can push them over to the right to make room for our last 2 stitches, and to do a treble crochet, we're just going to yarn over 2 times instead of 3. And then we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, and pull through, and we're going to have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 times. Again, yarn over twice, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 times. So now it should look like this. And now we're going to move on to the next stitch. Make sure that you don't miss it. It's right here, right there. We're going to do a treble crochet into this stitch. And then we're going to do a treble crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. And then a half double crochet. So to do a half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now we should have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to do a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So to do a single crochet, without yarning over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. Again, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. And we're going to do 1 more single crochet. So that's 3 in a row. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet. So first, a half double crochet. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then a double crochet into the same stitch. And then we're going to chain 1. So now we finished the first half of the heart, and the second half of the heart is just going to be a mirror of the stitches we did here. So we're going to work the same exact stitches but backwards. So the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet and then a half double crochet into this stitch. So there's my double crochet, and then I'm going to go back into that same stitch and do a half double crochet. And next is 3 single crochets. So 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then a half double crochet in the next stitch. And a double crochet in the next stitch. And then a treble crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. And then the next stitch, we're going to do 2 treble crochets and 8 double treble crochets. So there's my first treble crochet. There's my second, and then 8 double treble crochets. And once you do your 2 treble crochets and 8 double treble crochets into that 1 stitch, we're going to slip stitch to finish the round. And instead of slip stitching to the first stitch of the round, we're going to slip stitch between the first and last stitch of round 2. So this second round here, right at the top in the middle, there's the space between the very first double crochet we made and the last double crochet of the round. So right here in this space here, we're going to do a slip stitch. So go through that space and do your slip stitch. And now the heart is finished. Now we're going to grab our base color yarn to form the square around the heart. And we're going to switch to this new color by looping it onto our hook and then pulling it through the loop on our hook. And then we can tighten the red yarn and then tighten the white yarn. And make sure that you leave a long enough loose end, about this long. And then we're going to chain 4. And now we don't need the red yarn anymore, so we can cut that off and make sure to leave it long enough to weave in, so about this long. And then to secure the white yarn, we can tie the tail of the white yarn to the tail of the red yarn that we just cut. So just double knot it. And now we can continue with the 4th round. And now we're going to do a double treble crochet in that same space that we slip stitched to. So back into that space between the first and last stitch of round 2. And next we're going to do a treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. So these 2 here, so there's 1 treble, and then in the next stitch 1 treble. And then in the next 2 stitches we're going to do a double crochet. So 1 double crochet and then 1 double crochet. And in the next stitch we're going to do 5 double crochets all into 1 stitch. So 1, then back into that same stitch, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's the top left corner of the square. Then in the next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. And the next, a single crochet. And then we're going to do a slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. And make sure you don't do your slip stitches too tight. So 1, and then 1 in the next stitch. Next, we're going to do a single crochet in the next stitch, then a half double crochet in the next stitch, then a double crochet, then we're going to do a treble crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, then in the next stitch we're going to do 5 double treble crochets all into 1 stitch. So there is 5 double trebles into 1 stitch, and this forms the next corner. So now we're working along the bottom of the square, and in the next 2 stitches we're going to do a treble crochet into each of them. Then the next stitch we'll do a double crochet, then a half double crochet, and now we should reach the bottom point of the heart where we did the chain 1, and in the space under the chain 1 we're going to do a single crochet. So just insert your hook into this space and do a single crochet. And now we finished the first half of the square, and just like for the heart, we're going to mirror these stitches, so working backwards and doing the same stitches. So the next one is a half double crochet, then a double crochet, then a treble crochet into the next 2 stitches, then the next stitch will have 5 double treble crochets, so there's our third corner. Next is a treble crochet into the next 2 stitches, then a double crochet, then a half double crochet, a single crochet, and then a slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Then a single crochet, half double crochet, Then next we're going to do 5 double crochets into the next stitch. And that's our final corner. And next we're going to do a double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then a treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. Now we should reach the end of the round and we can complete it by slip stitching to the first stitch we made. And round 4 is finished. Now we can start round 5, and we're going to start it by chaining 2. And now we're going to do a double crochet into each of the first 7 stitches. Then in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets all into the next stitch. So 2 double crochets into this next stitch, and then chain 2, and then 2 double crochets back into that same stitch. And that forms the new corner of this round. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 13 stitches. So after 1 double crochet into the next 13 stitches, the next one we're going to do the same thing we did in this corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And we're going to repeat what we did right here. We're going to do a double crochet into the next 13 stitches, and then in the stitch after that we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then a double crochet into the next 13 stitches, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then we'll meet back in this last corner. So after going all the way around and doing our final corner, we just have 6 double crochets left to work. Then we can slip stitch, and round 5 is complete. And if you want to do more rounds of white, then this is the round that you would repeat, chain 2, and then double crochet until we reach the corner. So do 1 double crochet into every stitch until the chain 2. And then when you reach the chain 2 here, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space. So go into the space and do 2 double crochets, then chain 2, and do 2 more double crochets into the chain 2 space. And then we're going to work along this side of the square, doing 1 double crochet into each stitch. And make sure that you don't miss the first stitch here, because the corner might be blocking it right there. So again, after doing 1 double crochet all along the side, and when we reach the chain 2 space, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And we're going to work this pattern all the way around, doing a double crochet into each stitch along the side, and in each of the chain 2 spaces in the corners we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and at the end we'll slip stitch. And there is the 6th round. And if you're happy with the size of the square, we can fasten off by chaining 1, and then we'll cut our yarn about this long, then pull through with our hook and tighten the knot. Then we can weave in our loose ends with our yarn needle. So thread one of your loose ends into your needle, and then we're going to hide it under our stitches. So first we'll go up like that, and then we can go towards the left under these double crochets here, and then we're going to go up to a new round, and then we're going to go towards the right in the opposite direction. And let's just use up the rest of our loose end and go as far as we can. And whatever's left, we can just snip off. And we just need to hide the 3 other loose ends that we have. And our large heart granny square is finished. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.